Hi, have you ever seen, like, been scrolling on social media and seen somebody who is sharing their life, sharing what they're good at, like gardening or baking, or they're out camping and their whole channel is about uh, them camping and finding cool spots and maybe sharing the gear that they use and how it operates and stuff like that? And if you've ever seen something like that and thought, that looks really fun and really cool, I wish I could do something like that, but I don't really have an interesting enough life, or I don't really have enough skill that I could teach in a video, or that anybody would be interested in learning about. Well, I used to think that. And if you think that too, then we're both wrong because experience is exactly the thing that we have and that someone else is interested in. They have experience too, but nobody has your experience or mine. Some of the most common themes that I've heard around this are, oh, all I did in my life was raise kids. I didn't do anything exciting or interesting. I just was a mom and raised kids. Well, I bet that you could teach a master class on meal preparation system for maybe a large family, or cooking for, maybe if you only have one child, maybe you cook small meals so that you don't end up with a refrigerator full of leftovers every week, or you do end up with a refrigerator full of leftovers and creative ways to use those leftovers. I'm sure that you have developed in your lifetime systems or strategies or processes that are amazing for you, and other people are amazed by you and how you manage your home, how you manage your family, how you manage your finances, how you manage your vacation time or your recreation time. And they would love to learn about it. Maybe you've thought, oh, I've just, I just got married and I've just been a wife my whole life. Well, maybe you have the best relationship advice. Maybe you know how to manage the a budget for your home and the finances. Or if you've thought, I've only ever had a regular job, not like a career, I don't have a degree in anything, but you are probably an industry expert. You probably understand the processes of that industry in a way that most people don't, or the nuances of customer relations and uh, time management. Or you've just thought, I've never done anything very interesting, or I don't do anything super interesting that I could make videos about. Are you a gardener? Can you grow the best, biggest dahlias of anyone, which is top of mind for me right now because that's what I'm trying to do? Or tomatoes? Like, there's certain regions of the country that have a really difficult time growing tomatoes. I live in the Pacific Northwest and I'm in one of those regions. So you have expertise that other people would love to learn about. And the reason that it's easy for you is because you've put in the 10,000 hours. And those are the things that I think human nature, we tend to discount those things the most because they come easy. But other people, maybe they don't come so easy to other people. Maybe there's people who would love to camp, but they never have. But you're an expert camper. You could talk to people about how to get started camping, how to camp with little to no gear. What's the first thing you should buy? Or what's the thing you should not buy? You're not going to need it. Or lessons that you've learned. There's so much. There's so much that you could teach. And you could take all of those things and apply it to gardening, to baking. I'm trying really hard to grow a garden right now. And I seem to be able to grow a flower, but I can't seem to be able to grow a vegetable. So I'm working really hard at that. So I think about Sharon, who spent 20 years as a caregiver for a family member with a disability. And now she teaches other caregivers how to navigate the medical system. Or Allie, who she had to rebuild her whole financial life after a divorce, and now she teaches other women about money and how to manage it and how to invest it and how to think about money and not be afraid of it. Or Carmen, who's always thought she just was a mom her whole life, and she didn't know, what she had to teach anybody about being a mom. But gosh, home management. Now she teaches young moms who feel overwhelmed and out of, they're living in chaos because they just don't know how to organize their home. She teaches home organization, schedule creation, budgeting, and just home management, I guess. They don't have a certification. None of them have a degree in business or anything like that. But what they have is experience, lived experience. And I'd be willing to bet that what you have is lived experience in something. So tell me, what is the hardest thing that you've overcome in your life? Think about that for a minute. Something that you've overcome in your life. In my last video, I told my story of something that I overcame, and I'll drop that video here if you'd like to go back and watch that. And I discounted my own experience. But you know what? If there was somebody out in the world who's going through something that I went through, how great would it be if that person had somebody like you to reach back and grab their hand and say, I know the next steps that you need to take. I can help you through this. How valuable would that be? That would be the best. And I would have benefited greatly for somebody to show me how to get through that. But really, it was just one day at a time is how I did it. You'll have to go back and watch that video. But think about the hardest thing that you've done or overcome, or maybe it's not a hard thing. Maybe it's not something that brought you to your knees. Maybe it's a process that you created in your life that helps you immensely, that you can't imagine how other people haven't figured this out, or other people ask you, how did you do that? Or they tend to be amazed or ask you for advice around this thing, finances or cooking or gardening or camping, or those are just the things that I keep going back to right now, but it could be any number of things. Teaching music, homeschooling, gosh, there's so much. It's endless. It's literally unlimited. And and ask yourself if there's somebody out there. Is there somebody out there right now who could benefit from your knowledge? Of course there is. Of course there is. And maybe that is a starting point for you to create your own YouTube channel and start sharing what you know. You don't have to go into it in the beginning with the idea that it's going to be a business, but it's definitely a legacy, and maybe it's the beginning of a business. If you are like me, hoping to have an extra income, a livable income in retirement where you can experience some of the things in life that you want to experience. I would like to travel. I would like to have time freedom and location freedom, be location independent. And I want to have some more adventures in my life. I'm not done yet. I want to experience more of life. And maybe you do too. And maybe this could be a vehicle for you to get there, to create a means for you to experience life the way you want to experience life. And I'm putting something together right now for this woman who maybe she's you. If you are interested in learning how to distill your own life's experiences into something that you could share either on a YouTube channel or on Instagram, or start a podcast, or something that you could share with the world and that you enjoy talking about, you know a lot about. And you know what? There's always going to be knowledge gaps, but we can identify the knowledge gaps and fill them. You can learn. There's all kinds of things that we need to learn. Maybe you don't have a clue how to start a YouTube channel. Well, I can teach you that. Other people can teach you that. Just Google it, search for it. It's out there. You can learn how to start a YouTube channel. You can learn how to start a podcast, or gosh, even people are writing these days on Substack, going back old school and writing on Substack like a blog, or a magazine article. Or there's ways for you to share your knowledge and your experience. And I'm putting together a way to do that, a system to do that. So it's not ready yet, but if you would like access to that, please consider subscribing, ring the bell so that you get a notification, and comment it below the word ready. And it's there's no charge, like it's free, it's just going to be free. But if you comment the word ready, then I'll know that I'm on the right track, but also that you want to be one of the first ones to get it when it is ready. So yeah, anyway, I'm Jelana, and if this is your first time here, I'm really glad that you found this space. And if you're returning, I'm glad that you're back. Welcome back. And I hope to see you next week. We're going to continue this conversation because this conversation really does light me up. I just do think the possibilities are endless. And it took me a long time to get to this place, and I want to shorten that learning curve for anyone else who is on the same path or wants to be on the same path, and create a life that you love and that you can experience all the things that you want to experience in this world, and leave a legacy in the meantime while doing it. So like I said, I'll see you next week. Join me then. Bye.